Hello, good morning and welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday. It is almost 11 o'clock and I have ventured out this morning to come to Home Bargains. I have got a bit sick of spending a small fortune on shopping, snacks, groceries, bits and pieces that I would normally get here. So I thought I would come along and see what the queue's like. It is quite long, but it's not too bad and it's lovely and sunny outside. I've dropped Andrew and Phoebe off at the skate park so that they can get some fresh air. Well, Phoebe can get some fresh air. So they're there, so I'm gonna go and join the queue and I will catch you later and hopefully show you what I have bought. So I am home. I'm going to pop you on here. I have lost my little tripod, which is a right pain. I will explain to you in a bit why I've lost it. So I'm back and that was okay. I'm really surprised actually. I kind of thought Home Bargains was going to be manic. I thought that it would be a bit of a free-for-all and a bit like Tesco's is a lot of the time, and why I've stopped going to Aldi. However, I queued for maybe 10 minutes, that's all, and I think the maximum amount of people they were allowing in the store was 35, and it felt like I was the only one there a lot of the time. There was maybe maximum of 2 or 3 people in an aisle and I was able to just wander and look and get everything I needed, and well, not everything I needed, everything I wanted to get. There's a few things. I really wanted to get some new bedding. We're desperate for bedding. Archie's bedding he doesn't like, he said it's scratchy, but I thought I could get some new in Home Bargains. And then our bedding, we've only really got one sort of summer set. The one we've got on at the moment is sort of an autumny set, and we've got one summer set which is, to be honest, is past its best. It's an old Primark one, so we could really do with another summer duvet set. But anyway, they had none. They had one single duvet set and that was it. So that was disappointing, but everything else I wanted I got, and I think I'm just going to do a separate haul which I will put on the channel next week. So because I got quite a few things and some quite nice things as well, so rather than show it to you now, I'll keep you in suspense and you can watch it next time. So yeah, it's Sunday and we've had a pretty slow start to the morning. Otherwise it's now 12:10 and we're going to have some lunch. I picked up Andrew and Phoebe from the skate park and they had a lovely time. It's beautiful outside. I will show you the garden and everything because it's all pretty much finished now, apart from we haven't planted any plants or flowers or anything. We haven't been able to get anything yet. So the raised beds are still looking very bare, but everything else is done and we're just waiting for our furniture to arrive. We had a note that it had been dispatched on Thursday, and I was hoping it would come Friday or Saturday, but it still hasn't come, so hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, how is everybody? I hope you're all okay. Some of you may have children going back to school tomorrow. Mine both aren't. Obviously Archie won't be going back to now till September because he was GCSE, so he's finished. And Phoebe, I don't know whether she'll be going back. At the moment, obviously not. And I know that they are saying that they want primary schools to go back for a bit before the end of term. So I think the beginning of July. If she can go back, she probably will. It really depends, I think, on whether Andrew is going back to work. The business that he works in is unlikely to be going back now, starting back up now until August. But he may need to go and prepare in July. So if he is back at work, which he might be, then the chances are she will have to go back to school if she's allowed, because I need to get some work done too. So I am still working full time, and our business was so busy. I mean, ridiculously busy. In case you don't know, I work for, it's not just marketing agency, but it's an agency that we do marketing and training and campaigns and business support for leisure centres and gyms. Now obviously all of our clients are currently closed, but at the moment they're looking like they're opening 4th of July, 4th of August ish, depends, we don't know. But obviously they all need relaunch campaigns, and they all need support and staff training for when they reopen and advice, and we've been doing that for not only our current clients but loads and loads of new clients, and it's just been manic, so busy, which is great. keeps me busy, means I'm not bored. I've got lots to do, but it's quite difficult and quite stressful when everyone else is at home and they're not working and I am. That can be quite, it's a bit rubbish sometimes, because especially with the weather like it is, all I want to do is sit in the garden with the family and I can't. But hey ho, at least I have a job. I cannot moan. I am very grateful that I have a job and I have work. So yeah, it's not something I want to moan about. But right, I'm going to go and get some lunch, I think. I bought some smoked salmon on Wednesday, and I had a smoked salmon bagel on Wednesday, and then I've not eaten it since, and I don't, probably doesn't last that long, does it? That's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days. Probably past its best. I better not have that, so I'll just have something else. But anyway, I'm going to go and have some lunch, and then I'm going to show you the garden in a bit. And the other thing that we've got going on at the moment, if you've seen my Instagram, if you don't follow me, then I will link it down below. But I did show some pictures yesterday. I was doing a big tidy up upstairs, and then I showed some pictures of downstairs and the state of our downstairs, and I'll show you in a bit, but you will understand why it's a bit like. But yeah, gonna get some lunch and then I'll show you. Come outside to eat my lunch. Oh, and the sun goes in. Perfect. I didn't risk the smoked salmon. I thought that would probably be a bit stupid. So I've gone for cream cheese and cucumber, and these, which are my favourite snacks, which are hippies, which are chickpea, like what's it? Pretty nice. So, and I got naughty can of Diet Coke, so I'm going to enjoy that now. I'm back. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that for Archie's birthday I bought a like a cake box, like a box of treats from a company, I think they're called DITL's Kitchen. I'll link them below. Basically she did this beautiful spread of different brownies and blondies and chocolate bars, and they put squashies in, which are his favourite sweets, and she actually did a separate little box of chocolatey things for him as well to make his birthday a bit more special. And I'm just going to have a bit of one of the brownies, so they're just so yummy. This is just half, I mean this is like it looks like a blondie with a brownie on top, and this is probably a third of the size of it. I was being so good last week. Up until Thursday I had just tried to eat much better and drink more water, and then from Thursday onwards this stuff has been the major part of my diet for a few days, but it's so good. So yeah, I'll link her page below. I mean, she's obviously just local for people who are Northamptonshire based, but if you're looking for something special for somebody's birthday, then I can thoroughly recommend one of these boxes. Lunch is done. That brownie, I mean, that was a third of that brownie, and I'm stuffed. Right, I did say I would show you and explain to you what's happening in the house at the moment. So this is the current state of the kitchen. Lego. So if you have watched the channel before, then you will know that usually in this spot is what's behind it, which is my little coffee station. This unit is from my office actually, and then the Lego is all from the playroom. But we've had to store everything here because we are having our floors stripped tomorrow. So the playroom currently looks like this. So we've got to move out all of this tomorrow. This unit is all empty, I think. Yeah, it's all empty. So we've got to take all this out tomorrow. Little hamster and the sofa, and this unit is all going to have to go into either out into the garden or into the kitchen. And basically we're having all of these floors stripped. So I think you can probably see the state of them. So there's discoloration here from where we've worked out in here, and that ruined the floor. And then Andrew moved his workouts into the garage since then, so I do work out in here, but I've just bought a mat to put down so that the floors won't be affected. And then since the floors are ruined, we also had big scratches. You can see down here where we moved furniture, and the floor basically when it was laid wasn't treated properly, and every little mark, every little drop of water, everything marks the floor, and it's really not a great floor for general everyday use, which we weren't informed when we bought it, but never mind. And you can see all these little marks here is from where Phoebe tap dances on the floor. And we've only let her do that because the floor was already damaged, so we thought, well, she might as well carry on. And obviously she's been doing a lot more tap dancing recently since we've been at home. So so yeah, the chap is coming tomorrow to strip the floors, to take a layer off the top, and then he's going to sand them all down, and there'll be a lighter colour, which will be nice because they are a lot darker than they were when we actually had them put down. I don't know why they darken, but they do. And then he's going to put like a treatment on top, which hopefully will make them a little bit more hard wearing, and hopefully will make them easier to clean as well, because we did have a lovely wooden floor in our last house, and it had a sheen to it, and we could use a steam mop on it, and it was really easy to mop and keep clean, whereas these are rough. There's no sheen on it, there's no treatment on it, it's just wood, and it's so hard to clean. Like if I get down on my hands and knees with a wipe or with a cloth and rub it, the cloth will come up black, and I could do that for hours and it would still be black. They just are horrible to clean. So I'm hoping that with a sheen on top and a bit of a lacquer that will make them easier to clean, and they should be more protected as well. So we're having this room done, and then through here the hallway will be done. It's just shoes everywhere. These clothes have got to go in the back of my car and taken up to the clothes bin at Tesco's, which I'm going to go to in a minute. Roller skates and random stuff. We usually have like a shoe holder here, which is why there's shoes everywhere. And then my office, so you can see like down here where the bin has taken like the surface off the floor. I'm actually going to paint this room, I think, before we move the furniture back in here, because the walls, sorry, my SD card was full, so I've just deleted loads and loads of footage that I've had from months back. So yeah, I think I might decorate in this room before we put the furniture back. We'll see. But yeah, so we've had to remove everything from all of these rooms and find homes for them elsewhere. So this one is pretty much done. We don't need to move anything else. And then we're also having the kitchen done as well. So it's obviously quite a big space. So I think tomorrow is Monday and he's coming to do the front 3 rooms. So the playroom, the hallway, and the office, and then on Tuesday he's going to do the kitchen and utility room and downstairs toilet. So hopefully we'll be able to move all of this furniture back into those 3 rooms on Monday night, and then all we'll need to do here is move the table, which we're going to move outside. I think he's also going to sand the table for us. We've had this for 15 years, and it's showing the test of time. It's similarly, you can see where the varnish is rubbed off, so he's going to sand that and revarnish it for us. But that's going to go outside, and obviously that will be back in the playroom, sorry, my office, and the little coffee station behind can just go outside. So yeah, that's what's happening. I'll show you where all the stuff has been put. So my office is now here on the landing. So it's actually a perfect little spot. You can just still get into the toilet and into that cupboard. We don't really need to get into there anyway for a couple of days. So this is where I will work tomorrow. And then this is our spare room. And if you will have seen my cleaning video I did recently, you will know that I rearranged this room and made it all nice and tidy and clean. And now it looks like this, which is horrific. Most of this, so you can just see under there, that's the unit we have in our hallway. That's Phoebe's LOL dollhouse, and most of this stuff is just games and stuff from the units in the playroom. There's a few bits and pieces from my office, but yeah, most of this is playroom stuff, so it'll be a good opportunity to go through it all when we put it back. Random naked Barbie there. To be able to, yeah, before we put it all back, just go through it and perhaps get rid of a few bits that we don't need anymore, that Phoebe doesn't play with anymore. There's probably quite a lot of stuff that she doesn't play with anymore. So yeah, that's the state of play here. I will just go and show you the garden. I can actually show you from the doors up here. There's nobody in here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it's very bright. I can't remember what I showed, oh no, I can't show you, there's somebody sunbathing in the next door garden. I'll have to go downstairs. Otherwise you'll be able to see him. I can't remember what I showed before. I think it was just before we had the turf laid. So we now have grass. So I'll come out here and show you. So I think I showed Andrew had made this little wall here. So this used to be a slope down with just full of nettles and stuff. So he built this wall so that they could fill it in with soil and then put the grass on top, which they have done. All of the beds here are filled with topsoil now, and they just need to be planted. You can see little weeds coming through, so we need to weed those before we plant stuff. We bought some cobbles to just fill this empty gap here, and the children have been painting them. I bought some little acrylic pens, and they have been absolutely fantastic, and Phoebe has loved them. And she's so good, look. There we go. There's a toucan. She's just been doing lots of different birds. I think that's supposed to be an owl. She's done a little rainbow for the NHS. I think that one's a parrot. Yeah, she's so good. And there's another parroty one there. But she's loved doing them. And they've really... And then Archie's done a few. He's done a Manchester City one. That's his favourite player. Kevin De Bruyne. He did Archie's lockdown birthday. I think Phoebe did that one. So yeah, that's been a really good pastime actually, because it means that she can sit outside and do those. Oh, she did this one as well, which is one of my favourites. Little ballet shoes. Cute. So that's that. Anyway, so yeah, the grass now looks like this. So much better than before, I'm sure you will agree. And then we put the trampoline up, and then we put like white stone, this Cotswold stone down underneath, so that now, because before we've always had trampolines on the grass, and then the grass dies and it just looks rubbish underneath, and you get weeds and stuff growing under the trampoline. So we put a membrane down and then put the stones down and trampoline on top. It looks fab. So yeah, the grass looks amazing. Andrew is going to mow it, give it its first mow tomorrow, because it's been 3 weeks this week and it is very much taken, and it is ready. You can see how long it is by my feet in there. It is ready for a mow. And the only downside is that we didn't realise that bungos would cause burn marks in the grass, and you can see these burn marks here that have happened. There's quite a few. There's about 11 spots, but we've used patch stuff over it, and the grass is starting, as you can see, to grow back. So I'm not too worried about it. I think as long as we are careful and treat it nicely, then it shouldn't be a problem for too much longer. Once it's mowed, then we should be able to see the bits that need treating and carry on with those. Yeah, and the pergola looks like that. So obviously we're going to get our new seating. We've got a corner sofa coming with a gas fire pit, and I cannot wait. Fingers crossed it will come tomorrow, because I know we've got tomorrow and Tuesday are going to be nice weather, and then it's going to be a bit pants, I think, for the rest of the week. So yeah, hopefully it will come tomorrow, fingers crossed. And talking of dogs weeing on your grass, we did find a solution. It's a bit dark. We did find a solution. I did look online of how to avoid it happening, because at the moment we've just been hosing the grass every time he goes for a wee, but you can't be sure to catch it. The door, especially at the moment when the doors are open, he just goes for a wee, and so you don't know. So we have found these, which are called petarils. They are natural lawn protecting minerals, and you put them in the dog's water. You can put like a jug of water and just top up from the jug, or you put them in their bowl, which we have been doing. And it's supposed to, I guess, neutralise the acid, and it stops the burn patches. So we haven't risked it up until now, but I haven't hosed the lawn today after he's been for a wee. So we will start seeing, once the lawn is mowed, whether or not the patches are still there. Hopefully this will be the solution, in which case we won't need to worry anymore. They look a bit like, oh, they didn't look a bit, they look exactly like that. So that is what they are like in the water. You just have to be careful to keep them clean and wash them regularly, obviously, because they can get covered in gunk that's from the water. So that's the update on what we've been up to. Andrew has also built a fence at the end of our front garden, so we've got quite a long front garden. We don't really use it for anything. It's got a tree that needs cutting down, and Andrew's bought a chainsaw to do that. It's only a really small tree, but it's got loads and loads of ivy all over it, and it's almost impossible to get at the trunk. So he's bought like a small chainsaw on a long pole to get in and cut down, because it just looks horrible, and I think the tree is dead, to be honest. So that needs to come down, and then we need to treat the grass, because the grass out there is awful. I mean, we're not going to strip it like we did with the back garden, because it doesn't really matter, but it does need some attention, so we're going to do that. And then, so the garden goes quite long down the front of the house, and it's got a fence on one side and then a hedge on the other side, and at the end it was just open, and there's a road that goes down the end, just a private drive. So we just wanted to put a fence there, because sometimes people park there. If people are having, there's a house just down the road from us that sometimes have really big parties, and when they do, people just park on our grass, because it doesn't really look like a front garden, it just looks like an extension of the road, and though it does actually belong to us. So we thought we'd put a nice fence along the end, then people can't park there. So yeah, Andrew's busied himself doing that. Anyway, I need to go to Tesco. Unfortunately, I've got to put a pork joint in the oven. We're having slow roasted pork for tea, with just in like buns with salad and chips and stuff. So I need to put the pork in so that it can cook, and then I've got to nip up to Tesco because we have run out of kitchen roll, we have run out, I was going to say bananas, yeah we have, we've got 2 left, and we've run out of chips and salad. So I'm going to pop up and get that. I don't feel too bad now about going more than once a week. I'm going to try not to, but it's always very quiet, easy to get in. We don't have to queue, although I've never been on a Sunday before, so we'll see. But hopefully I won't need to queue to get in, and I can just pop up and get what I need and then come straight back home again. I am home, and I also made a little trip to B&M. I drove past and there was no queue, so I thought, right, I'm going to take this opportunity to pop in. I did go and look at the bedding. There wasn't anything I fancied, but main reason for going in was to pick up some plants. So we have some, I mean, nowhere near enough, but we have a few. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing when it comes to planting. My dad is a gardener. If he could be around at the moment, then he would help, but he can't because he's isolating at home. So yeah, I've just picked up a few of what I thought might be quite nice. I did originally make a list of things. I googled it and found out what plants might look nice in a shady spot, but Andrew couldn't find any of the ones that I was on the list, although ones he could find were like £50 a plant, so I think I might need to lower my expectations a little. So we picked up these. I think this whole lot came to about £50–60 or something. A lot of them were like 3 for a tenner. So I picked up a couple of things of lavender because I thought they would be nice. I picked up a couple of climbers. No idea what they're like, but that one's sort of a yellowy one, and that one kind of unusual. And then I picked up 3 fuchsias because I know they're pretty. Don't know what colour they'll be. This one I thought was quite pretty. It's like a heathery type blue thing. Like a shrub. We've got some of these at the front. That, don't know what that is. And this, like a bigger sort of shrub tree thing. And also a pack of lights. And I did pick up, oh yeah, a trowel and some gloves. So I'm going to get and do that in a moment. I think what we will do is start, because obviously that's not going to go very far. So we might start by planting this section here, this short section, and just see how we go. I need to get some trellis for the climbers on the back, but that's fine, we can get that at a later date. They're not big enough at the moment. But I might just, yeah, plant that section there, and then we'll move on to this one and this one. It'll take a bit of time because, you know, plants are expensive and you can't just spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds all in one go on plants, so we will take some time. I want to put some bamboo along the back section, but I saw some in B&Q and that was like £45 a tree, so that's actually not too bad for an effect, but I want like 2 or 3, so that will come at some stage. But yeah, so I'm gonna have a drink. I think I picked up some bits in, I did pop to Tesco's afterwards. Again, that was really easy and quiet. Well, quiet, but wasn't packed, and I didn't have to queue at all to get in. I just got straight in. So I think I've been fairly lucky today, and it feels a lot more like things are starting to get back to normal in the respect of the queues and people out and about, but actually it's been pleasant today, and that's the first time I've felt going shopping has been easy and not stressful. So yeah, that's a nice feeling. So say hello.
Hi.
Phoebe is eating an iced lolly and calling her friend on my phone. Are you? Is she answering?
I'm gonna call her now.
Okay.
Not on Roblox.
For a little bit, yeah, not too long.
Okay.
I'm trying to limit tablet time. It's hard in the week when I'm busy working and Andrew is out doing garden or jobs and stuff that he's trying to do, especially this half term when there's no schoolwork to be done. Phoebe sometimes, you know, she's off doing stuff and you think she's playing or whatever, and then you find out she's been on the tablet for 2 hours, which we don't really want to happen. So we're going to try and, I think we're going to put a little timer on it, because she knows she's only allowed on for half an hour, but she doesn't realise, especially when she's on the phone to her friends. Sometimes she'll have my phone and she'll be WhatsApping, video call her friends, and they'll all be on Roblox together, which is lovely, and I want her to do that. But when it's like 2 hours non-stop, she comes off and she's a bit wired, and she's certainly much naughtier when she's been doing that for a couple of hours than she is when it's just half an hour here and there. So I'm sure other people are feeling the same pain when it comes to entertaining the children. She did have a friend over on yesterday, just for an hour, and they were just in the garden separate. They just had a chat. Her mum dropped her off and then came and picked her up an hour later. She didn't come in the house. They took it in turns to go on the trampoline, and they just sat and painted rocks and chatted, and it did her the world of good. It was so nice for her to just see another person, another child, not just another adult, because we're all adults in the house. You know, Archie's 16, he does play with her, but he doesn't want to play with her for hours on end, and that's fair enough. He does a little bit, and they go out in the garden and play with the hose and stuff in the evenings, but she just needed somebody her age to chat to, and she misses that. So it was really nice to have her friend here for an hour, and I think she's going to go back to their house at some point to play in the garden there. They obviously don't go inside, and there's only 2 of them. So but yeah, so I'm gonna have a drink, I think, and I'm gonna film my home bargains haul and get that done, and then I'm gonna go and try and plant some of these flowers. No idea how to, but I suppose you just dig a hole and put them in and then put the earth back on top. I think I need to buy some compost to put over the top, but we can perhaps get some tomorrow. Andrew's got to go to Wicks to take some wood back, so he did try and go this morning, but he went early thinking he'd get there for when it opened. They got there at 10 and there was about 150 people in the queue. It snaked for miles, so he just came home again and wasn't prepared to wait that long. It wasn't that urgent a job, so I think he'll probably go tomorrow. I think now that people are back at work, the queue's obviously going to be worse at the weekends for things like that, because people can't go during the week. So hopefully Monday, tomorrow, it might be a bit easier. What have I got in my face? Like I've touched and scratched my face. Great. Right, I'm going to go and film my home bargains haul, and I'll catch you later. It is Pim's o'clock. It's actually 4:20, and I've got about an hour till I need to start doing anything about dinner. I have done the fairy lights. Probably can't see them, but they're up there. So I've put them all on. So we'll test them tonight. I probably should have tested that they worked before I spent the hour wrapping them around all of the beams, but hey ho, I'm sure they'll work. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm gonna have a Pims. I'm gonna catch up on a bit of Instagram and chill out for a little bit. I don't know, today has felt like the longest day ever. I didn't get up early. I didn't get up till 10-ish, and then yeah, I think it's because I've been out so much today. Obviously went to Home Bargains this morning, and then went to B&M and went to Tesco. It's felt almost like a normal day, and I haven't just been sat in the house all day, although you'd think the time would go slower if you just sat in the house all day. But yeah, it's felt like a really long day in a good way. Like there's been loads going on, and it's still only 4:20. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the day. Yeah, so I'm just going to enjoy my Pims, then I get some dinner ready, and we'll probably take the dog out for a walk after dinner. Try and get Archie out for a walk. He's usually very reluctant to come out anywhere, but I will try and get him off his PlayStation and out into the fresh air for a little while. If he comes, Phoebe's always quite happy to come. If he doesn't come, she always moans that she doesn't want to come either. The last couple of days I've been on my own, and actually it's been really nice because I've put a podcast on and just strolled with the dog, and you know, gone probably a lot further than I would go if the family came. However, it's good to get everyone out every now and then, so we might take the frisbee out and go throw that around for a little bit if the wind dies down. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy my Pims, and I'll chat to you later.
As I'm staying close to the mirror, a lock of gold, a secret smile, little things I remember. Place a hand upon my heart as her, she was a believer. Sometimes I can feel her arms holding me as forever. Changes everything, and everything will change in time. Love changes every heart, and any heart can change you. I see in you my mother's eyes, and I lay your head to my shoulder.
I'm not sure if you can see me, but we're just going back home. We always try and get 10 throws of the frisbee at Araby before we go in. We didn't, we got 9. We've got like 50 before. We have to throw in a certain order. So I throw to Andrew, Andrew throws to Phoebe, Phoebe throws to Archie, and Archie throws to me. No other order works. But yeah, so that was good fun anyway. Bit of exercise, bit of fresh air, and we're just going to go home. So I'm going to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe down below for more, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.